There is a moment, a very specific moment, where the weight of the world becomes too much to carry. It's not a slow burn, it's a snap. It's the phone call you didn't see coming. It's the realization that the dream you spent 10 years building just turned into a pile of ash in front of your eyes. Look at where you are right now. Maybe you're in your car, staring at the steering wheel. Maybe you're lying in bed, and the sun is coming through the window. Most people spend their whole lives running from the break. They distract themselves. But you're here. You're broken. And I want to tell you something that the world is too soft to say. It's supposed to hurt. If it didn't hurt, it wouldn't mean anything. If the loss didn't hollow out your chest, it would mean you never cared. You are feeling this because you were in the arena. You dared to try. The person who never breaks is the person who never risked a damn thing. You feel like you've reached the end. You feel like the story is over. It's just the end of the person you used to be. Why do we fear being broken? Because we think it means we are less than. In the grand design of human greatness, the opposite is true. Think about the muscle. How does it grow? You have to literally tear the fibers apart. The universe is trying to build a giant out of you, but you're complaining about the tears. You are being forged. A sword is just a piece of iron until it meets the fire. If the blacksmith stops, that iron stays a useless hunk of metal. The fire is your struggle. The hammer is your pain. Your break is an invitation to audit your life. The fire burns away everything that doesn't matter. So, what do you do now? You're standing in the ruins. You start with one breath, one step, one choice. Recovery doesn't happen in a giant leap. It's one in the trenches of the mundane. The world loves a comeback, but they hate the process. You have to develop a relationship with the pain. When life breaks you, it clears the ground. A version of you that is coming is going to be unrecognizable. You are becoming dangerous. Because a person who can break and then put themselves back together is the most dangerous person on the planet. Don't you dare give up now. Don't you dare let the story end with you on the ground. You were broken for a reason. You were rebuilt into something that cannot be destroyed. The world is watching. Your family is watching. Stand up. Dust yourself off. Look the world in the eye and say, "Is that all you've got?" You aren't just surviving. You are evolving. When life breaks you, you don't just pick up the pieces. You turn them into a masterpiece. Now, get to work.
There is a sound that no one hears but you. It's the sound of a life shattering. It isn't loud like a car crash. It's a quiet, cold snap in the middle of the night. When you realize that everything you worked for, everything you believed in, is gone. You're standing in the wreckage of your own expectations. The air feels thin. Your chest feels tight. You're looking at the pieces of your life scattered on the floor. The career that ended, the relationship that vanished, the health that failed. For the first time, you don't have a plan. You don't have a backup. It is a paralyzing, suffocating weight that makes breathing feel like a chore. It is okay to sit in the ruins. Everyone tells you to be strong. True strength begins with the courage to be honest. Admit it. This hurts. It's unfair, it's heavy. You have to mourn the person you used to be. Because that version of you is never coming back. Let the grief have its moment. If you don't feel the depth of the breaking, you will never appreciate the height of the rise. Cry if you must. Scream into the void if you have to. But hear this, do not unpack your bags and live here. Mourning is a tunnel you walk through, not a house you build. Now look at the debris with cold, hard eyes. When everything falls apart, you finally get to see what was actually holding the structure up. This is the audit. You'll notice that when the money left, or the status left, a lot of people left with it. Good. Let them go. They were never part of the foundation. They were just decorations. You'll notice that some of your habits were actually cages you built for yourself. The break is a filter. It strips away the superficial and burns the ego until only the truth remains. Look at the floor. Whatever is still there. Dignity, loyal friend, small spark of will. Stop fighting the ghost of what was. You are wasting precious energy trying to glue together a past. Acceptance isn't a sign of weakness or giving up. It's the ultimate strategic advantage. Look at the empty space in front of you. That empty space is where your new life begins. Now we move not a mile, just an inch. When life breaks you, the big picture is your enemy. Your only job today is to win the next 10 minutes. Clean your room, drink a glass of water, answer one email. These aren't just chores. They are acts of war against your own despair. Every time you complete a small act of discipline, you are casting a vote for the person you are becoming. You are proving to your nervous system that you are still the captain of this ship. You don't need a miracle. You need a momentum of small, boring wins. The middle is where the most dangerous work happens. This is the forge. You're being hammered by the daily pressure of starting over. The heat is high. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be grueling. Most people quit here because they miss the comfort of their old broken life. Don't you dare go back to what was comfortable. The fire isn't there to consume you. It's there to refine you into something that can't be broken twice. This is the season of silence. You don't need to post motivational quotes on social media. This is the monk mode of the soul. You are working in the shadows so you can shine in the light. Loneliness is where the deepest growth happens. While the world is chasing dopamine, status, and distractions, you are chasing depth and character. Look at your life now. The wounds are closing, but they are leaving marks. Those are your scars. In the beginning, you hated them. You tried to hide them. Now you should wear them like a general wears medals. A scar is tissue that grew back thicker and stronger than the original skin. You are now anti-fragile. You don't just bounce back, you bounce forward. You have been to the edge. You looked over the side into the abyss and you didn't blink. The sun is finally coming up over the horizon. You're starting to see the results of the months of quiet, lonely work. Your voice has more weight, your eyes have more fire, your posture is different. You have taken the jagged shards of your brokenness and you have woven them into a weapon. The very things that were used to try and destroy you have become the very tools you use to build. Once you have stood in the center of the fire, the way you perceive reality undergoes a permanent shift. You have developed what is known as warrior's perspective. When you've survived a total collapse of your world, you realize that most people are living in a state of constant, unnecessary panic over things that don't matter. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to the person who broke you. It is an act of supreme selfishness for your own survival. A strange thing happens after the morning ends. A predator wakes up inside you. You start setting goals that would have felt arrogant or impossible to the old you. This hunger is different. As you rebuild, you realize you cannot allow the same people who watched you drown to sit on the deck of your new ship. This is the phase of the steel wall. You learn the most powerful word in the human language. No. Motivation is a myth. To stay unbroken, you must replace feelings with systems. This is the phase of the ritual. You develop a daily routine that is non-negotiable. You don't have to think about being strong. You have programmed your muscles and your mind to be strong automatically. Just as you begin to feel comfortable in your new skin, life will throw a call back at you. Isolation was necessary for your healing, but it is not the final destination. In this phase, you begin to notice other survivors. You have reached the final stage. You are now unbreakable. You have reached a state of absolute psychological sovereignty. For years, you were a ghost in your own life, haunting the hallways of other people's expectations. You were a slave to the likes, the nods of approval, and the paralyzing fear of what they might say at the dinner table or in the comments section. But after being dismantled and forced to rebuild your own soul from the dirt up, those voices have lost their frequency.
They sound like static from a radio station that no longer exists.
This is the divine freedom of the survivor. You have realized that you are the only judge, the only jury, and the only king in the courtroom of your existence. You no longer need a crowd to tell you you're winning when you know the private hell you had to navigate just to be standing here today. You are finally, completely, and unapologetically you. Your scars have begun to develop a language of their own. This is the wisdom of the wound. Because you have touched the absolute floor of human pain, your nervous system is now a finely tuned instrument. In the early days of your collapse, you were frantic. You were a blur of motion, trying to fix every leak in a sinking ship. But now, you have mastered the art of the deep stillness. You have found a center that cannot be moved by external chaos. This stillness is your ultimate weapon. It allows you to see the chessboard of your life with a clarity that is terrifying to your enemies. You don't move until it's time to end the game. You begin to notice that people are treating you differently. You have become a silent teacher, a living lighthouse. Your very presence gives others permission to be strong. You were broken so you could become the person who knows how to lead others out of the dark. The old you wanted results by Friday. The new you is playing a game that lasts decades. You have developed a relationship with time that is patient, steady, and inevitable. You have moved from short-term survival to long-term legacy. In losing your ego, you finally found your power.
Carbon only becomes a diamond under the most agonizing levels of planetary pressure.
You have developed a will that has become a separate entity from your body. You don't do what you feel like doing. You do what you said you were going to do. A strange, beautiful thing happens at the end of the journey. You find your smile again. This is the deep, resonant, dangerous joy of a survivor. You find an almost religious beauty in the smallest things. The fear of what if it goes wrong has been replaced by a massive, quiet curiosity of what if it goes right. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. Every tear you cried was a down payment on the wisdom you now possess. Now, walk out into that world and show them what a resurrected soul looks like. If life has broken you, don't rush to fix it. Broken doesn't mean finished. It means something false has fallen away. What's left is quieter, stronger, more honest. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to explain your pain. You just need to keep going, one step at a time. Let this season shape you, not harden you. Let it teach you what matters. Let it build a strength that doesn't need applause. Because one day you'll look back and realize, life didn't break you to end you. It broke you to rebuild you. And what you become after this will be unshakable. Stay steady, stay patient, and keep moving forward.